holidays just around the corner, retailers are preparing for the busiest time of the year. According to a recent survey from Discover, shoppers plan to start buying gifts earlier this year. And that research reveals that security and having the convenience to use a preferred payment method are top concerns that will influence their purchasing decisions. Joining us with tips to protect against fraud and ensure a safe checkout experience is Judith McGuire, Senior Vice President of Global Products at Discover Global Network. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Now, Judith, when it comes to holiday shopping, what are you hearing from merchants?
Well, at Discover, we work closely with merchants to better understand how we can help them. So, we recently conducted a study with 451 Research. Merchants want to be able to offer faster but more secure payment experiences for their customers. And consumers, they really want to pay the way they want to pay. They want to be able to have acceptance of all of their preferences at merchant locations when they go to their stores.
That makes perfect sense. In terms of purchasing your item, there are several ways to check out at the register, from physical credit cards to mobile phone apps. What should store owners keep in mind to ensure that the checkout process is convenient for customers?
So I think job one is to listen to their consumers and make sure they're supporting all of their preferred payment options. They don't want to risk a customer leaving because their card won't be accepted. So that's why Discover is now accepted at 99% of places that take cards in the US, because those merchants, they know that Discover cardholders are likely to be in their stores. An important option for merchants to contemplate is supporting contactless payments or the ability to tap that card at the terminal. Our research tells us that close to 40% of consumers now prefer to pay using tap. This is something we saw really gaining in popularity coming out of the pandemic. Supporting that payment option, it's secure, it's convenient, it's fast. When you support those contactless payments, you're likely in a position to be able to support the digital wallets that we're also seeing consumers increasingly wanting to use in store.
And what about consumers? How can they protect themselves against fraud this holiday season?
Well, it's an important topic and one that, we would certainly recommend that consumers remain very diligent about securing their payment credentials. Consumers need to be very aware of where they are shopping, the websites that they're on. Certainly, if they're clicking through something, they need to be super sensitive about where they're entering that payment information so that they don't become fraud victims. Consumers have a great opportunity to support very secure payments with digital wallets. They've got a lot of layers of security built in to help make sure that that is a very secure payment option for consumers. So to open up the wallet, you're going to need to authenticate yourself, either through a biometric authentication, say a fingerprint or a retinal scan, or maybe a password, but some way of confirming that you, the person who's using that wallet, are actually the same person who has issued that card.
And can you break down how retailers can create safer checkout experiences for their customers?
Well, this is a good news, bad news story, I would say. The good news is at the point of sale, when a chip card is being used, that is a very secure transaction. That chip embedded in the plastic card makes that card very difficult to copy and create a counterfeit card and then use at the point of sale. So as an industry, we've done a great job of minimizing the fraud at the point of sale. Unfortunately, a lot of fraud has now moved to the online environment where consumers are increasingly shopping. I would encourage merchants to take advantage of tools that may be available to them to help minimize fraud in that environment. And some important tools involve authenticating the person making that purchase to the card holder. So it might be a one-time password that's sent to your phone or to your email, but that's an important way of making sure, again, that the person that is making that purchase is who they say they are. The good news is our research tells us that 7 out of 10 consumers are willing to take those extra steps at checkout because security is important to consumers as well. So if a merchant is worried about leveraging some of these extra tools, they can be more confident that they won't risk a bad consumer experience in taking advantage of some ways to help minimize the fraud in that important online environment.
And where can we go for more information?
I would send you to our Insights Hub at discoverglobalnetwork.com, where we've got a lot more information coming out of this study.
Judith, we thank you so much for sharing this valuable information to give us peace of mind this holiday season.
Thank you. Have a great holiday season.
And we thank you for joining us on San Diego Living. We'll see you next time.